welcome to Wikifiends. I'm your host, Joe.
I'm David.
And we're the Wikifiends. We're going to be reading some Wikipedia articles and giving you our opinions.
That's right.
All I have is about cheating at the Paralympic Games. You're familiar with the Paralympic Games, correct?
Yeah, I didn't realize that cheating was an issue there.
Well, I'll give you the little intro part. It says, testing for performance-enhancing drugs has become increasingly strict and more widespread throughout the games, with powerlifting seeing the most positive results. Competitors without disabilities have also competed in some Paralympic Games. So there's two main things. There's one about dope. Some professional and amateur sporting competitions randomly sample athletes to eliminate the use of performance-enhancing drugs, and the Paralympic Games are no different. The first positive result came at the 1992 Barcelona Games, with 5 athletes found to have used banned substances. The 2000 Sydney Games saw 14 athletes return a positive test, 10 of which were in the powerlifting competition. The Sydney 2000 Doping Control Program had the responsibility of ensuring that the Games met the International Paralympic Medical and Anti-Doping Code. And for the first time in the sport, out-of-competition testing was introduced. This meant that the testing window was much wider, with any competitor being called for a test at any point throughout the game. All right. In the Salt Lake City Winter Paralympics in 2002, German cross-country skier Thomas Olsner gave a positive result after winning 2 gold medals. He was suspended for 2 years from all IPC events. Another form of doping is boosting, used by athletes with spinal cord injury to induce autonomic dysreflexia and increase blood pressure. This was banned by the IPC in 1994, but is still an ongoing problem in the sport. So I guess I'll give a brief thing about autonomic dysreflexia. It is a potentially life-threatening condition which can be considered a medical emergency requiring immediate attention. Acute AD is a reaction of the autonomic nervous system to overstimulation. It is characterized by the sudden onset of severe high blood pressure associated with throbbing headaches, profuse sweating, nasal stuffiness, flushing the skin, slow heart rate, anxiety, and sometimes cognitive impairment. So I guess what it increases their blood pressure and allows them to lift more.
Aren't they, if it's the Paralympics, aren't they all on drugs? Because they all have a condition of some sort?
Well, the performance-enhancing drugs.
Okay, so specifically, these aren't just like the regular drugs.
Yeah, like you could be in the regular Olympics and be on a drug as long as it's not performance-enhancing.
Right. Did they try to say, like, oh, this was for my condition, like taking, like...
It doesn't get into that, but I assume that it's like stuff that... It's like, regular steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the steroids you would take for injury are different from performance-enhancing steroids.
I see. So they're definitely taking juice. They were juicing.
Well, some of them, but ones that were doing the autonomic dysreflexia, what they're doing is that they're self-harming themselves at their injury so that their blood pressure will increase.
I didn't realize, like, the stakes were that high. Like, is there some, like, I guess, it's been around for a while. There's probably a lot of prestige to win.
Well, yeah, you like
really competitive.
You can get medals, so it's a lot like the regular Olympics. But also, you get, I guess, like
speaking tours and shit.
Yeah, and there's pressure from whatever country you're from because they get funding.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's another one. Here's the second part of the article about intellectual disability. In the 1996 Atlanta Games, athletes with intellectual disabilities were allowed to participate for the first time. And I didn't realize it was that late. I assumed it was earlier that they would have been allowed to participate. So this isn't people with physical ailments. This was people with sort of mental impairments. So
like
sort of
issues.
Yeah, mentally challenged people. So it says here, the 2000 Summer Paralympics in Sydney, which had already seen controversy with numerous positive drug tests, would be the venue for one of the most scandalous events in the sport's history. Spain was stripped of their intellectual disability basketball gold medals shortly after the games closed, after Carlos Ribagorda, a member of the victorious team and an undercover journalist, revealed to the Spanish business magazine Capital that most of his colleagues had not undergone medical testing to ensure that they had a disability. The IPC investigated the claims and found that the required mental test, which should show that the competitors have an IQ of no more than 70, were not conducted by the Spanish Paralympic Committee. Ribagorda alleged that some Spanish participants in the table tennis, track and field, and swimming events were also not disabled, meaning that 5 medals had been won fraudulently.
What is the grounds? Like they're supposed to have low motor skills or something?
They're supposed to have an IQ less than 70.
But they were slightly they were higher. They're like 80.
No, they had no impairment.
They were just regular people.
Well, this one guy who was on the team was an undercover journalist.
Oh, really?
And he's alleging that other people on the team and in other events were also not impaired.
So is it the tests were faulty or they just weren't administering them correctly?
They didn't do the tests.
They didn't do them at all.
They didn't do the test to determine if they had a low IQ.
Or they didn't verify. Yeah.
They didn't do the test. I just said that. He went on to say that the Spanish Federation of Sports People with the Intellectual Disabilities deliberately chose to sign up athletes who were not intellectually disabled to win medals and gain more sponsorship. Fernando Martin Vicente, president of the FEDDI and vice president of CPE, initially denied the allegations. After it was confirmed that 10 of the 12 competitors in the winning team were not disabled, Martin Vicente publicly apologized for the error and accepted total responsibility, resigning just before the findings were officially released. 2 weeks later, the team was officially disqualified and was ordered to return the gold medals. So, I guess that's the big one. That, I can understand the other ones, but to outright, lie that you don't have an impairment.
Right.
And that's a pretty big scandal, pretty scandalous thing to do.
It's so stupid. Like if you're not really have that disability, but you win, and you're like, I'm the number 1 table tennis player with disabilities, but everybody knows you don't have one. Like, what the fuck? It would always catch up with you. Like,
you either have to pretend that you have a disability
from that point on for the rest of your life. Like, right?
Or they're like, well, you're not mentally disabled. I know, I've been with you before.
Right, I live with you, dude. I know you're not right.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. Is that who
would do this? Yeah,
I could see why the committee would want to do it because it makes them look good, like they're, like they have good intellectually disabled athletes. But why would the people?
Right.
Like what fun? Like what sort of victory is that? It's not like it's a big cash windfall, It's like a moderate thing. It's probably like a medal or whatever.
See, yeah, they seem nihilistic for doing that. Like it's just like self-defeating and just like cruel. Like,
and it would seem like it would get out, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, how could they think that it wouldn't though?
It just as I'm saying, they seem like irrational actors.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't look like anything that outrageous has happened since then.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. I have to check that one out. That sounds kind of interesting, actually.
Mm. And it seems like Spain is one of the big violators.
I see. That's weird.
Oh, maybe it was just Spain had the intellectual disability, the fraudulent intellectual disability teams.
Oh yeah, they had the right.
They were from Spain, but it seemed like other countries have like Germany's mentioned, but
right.
You watch the Olympics?
Not. I remember when I was a kid, I would, but not for many years. I actually saw. My older brother brought me to see the lifting when I was younger in Atlanta. Do you remember when it was in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. The lifting? Like powerlifting? Like weightlifting?
Yeah. I think they did strength stuff.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
That's kind of odd. I guess you were, you would have been in Florida, right? So it would have been a...
Pretty close.
Yeah.
It kind of weird events. I remember it's just, there's just a million people, and it's just set up for a real quick athletic act, and then everybody drinks water and shit. Like it's a weird kind of vibe.
It does not seem very interesting.
Yeah. Like,
is your brother into weightlifting?
No, but I mean he was kind of out and about back then, and he's interested in, I think, sports. I mean the Olympics is kind of a singular thing too. It's a big global event, so. That's kind of beyond sports in a way.
I guess, but it's still pretty much sports.
Yeah.
Based. All right, so what do you have?
All right. So I've got the Ars Moriendi. It's Latin for the art of dying. It's two related Latin texts dating from about 1415 and 1450. Which offer advice on the protocols and procedures of a good death, explaining how to die well, according to Christian precepts of the late Middle Ages. It was written within the historical context of the effects of the macabre horrors of the Black Death 60 years earlier and consequent social upheavals of the 15th century. It was very popular, translated into most Western European languages, and was first in the Western literary tradition of guides to death and dying. There was originally a long version and then a later short version containing 11 woodcut pictures as instructive images, which could be easily explained and memorized. So that was kind of interesting. It's like, I feel like it's like it was back in a time where people didn't live as long, so it's kind of like live a good life. Shit, I'm just trying to die well. You know what I mean? I ain't got much longer. Like it was kind of like people were more aware and accepting of their mortality. And like
when was this from? Middle Ages?
Late Middle Ages, 1415, and they think it's from either 1415 or 1450, somewhere in between.
People didn't die super young then.
Yeah, well, it's still modern medicine, but there's some stuff.
And they have pictures. Does Wikipedia have pictures?
Yeah, they have some of the woodcuts.
How do they look?
It's your standard dense 14th century woodcut, a lot of hatching.
Yeah. Not of the level of a Dürer or someone, though.
Actually, some of them. There was a set by Master ES who did them, and they actually kind of do look like fucking Dürers.
That sounds like a video game username.
You're now fighting Master ES.
Yeah. Or like Master ES headshot.
Right. You were blown up.
Headshot PBJ boy.
All right, so I'll just say about the chapters because they have a chapter breakdown, and this is kind of interesting. The first chapter explains that dying has a good side and serves to console the dying man that death is not something to be afraid of. The second chapter outlines the 5 temptations that beset a dying man and how to avoid them. These are lack of faith, despair, impatience, spiritual pride, and avarice. It's funny, impatience. I mean, I guess that makes sense though. Like, I'm dying here. Get me my drink. Like, the third lists the 7 questions to ask a dying man, along with consolation available to him through the redemptive powers of Christ's love. The fourth chapter expresses the need to imitate Christ's life. The fifth addresses the friends and family, outlining the general rules of behavior at a deathbed. And the sixth chapter includes appropriate prayers to be said to a dying man.
Does it get into the specifics, like the details?
No, I'm kind of interested to know what the 7 questions you ask a dying man are. That's kind of a teaser.
Yeah. It seems like it'd be interesting to see like how, like, if it would be something that would be that would conform to the norms of modern times.
Yeah. Well, there's kind of just like, it's like a grief counseling book to a certain degree. There's kind of, it has like that kind of medicinal kind of thing, like pamphlet feel to it, like you see at like doctors.
Yeah, like the coping with a loss sort of pamphlet.
Or no. So you found out you have.
Like the 5 or 7 stages of death, where it's like denial and anger and whatnot.
No, they're kind of these 5 temptations that beset a dying man. Lack of faith,
that's
despair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the direct,
almost a direct correlation. Yeah,
and that's what you'd see like today, like nowadays in like a like a TV show.
Now it's interesting how it seems like these are concepts people were aware of, and they had names for these things.
Yeah, well, death is not a modern. It's not a modern occurrence. So.
Not at all. Yeah.
Or it's not solely a modern occurrence, I should say. Yeah, I would be interested in finding out what those the specifics of how to what the details are.
Yeah.
Does it have a link to the text in full?
Actually, I think it does. They have the images of the wood blocks. It looks like there's a link for that. Page by page at the Library of Congress. So yeah, they got actually a couple.
Well, maybe our listeners will be interested in check it out.
Yeah, it seems good.
Is there anything else good on that one?
Not really.
All right. Well, if maybe we should just go through a few, get some rapid ones out there. I've got my next one ready.
What do you got?
Jack Gilbert Graham. Have you heard of this person?
No.
He's a pretty bad man, and he is the sort of the flip side to the George Metesky. Where he's a bomber and his bomb killed.
I see.
So Jack Gilbert Graham was a mass murderer who killed his mother and 43 other people by planting a dynamite bomb in his mother's suitcase that was traveling with her aboard United Airlines Flight 629. Graham's apparent motive for the bombing was to claim $37,500, today worth $331,000 worth of life insurance money from policies he had purchased in the airport terminal just before the aircraft's departure. So Let's see. The flight 629 was using a Douglas DC-6B airliner. On the evening of November 1st, 1955, the flight had originated at New York's LaGuardia Airport, making a stop in Chicago before continuing to Denver. It then took off from Denver, Colorado, Stapleton Airfield, bound for Portland, Oregon, with continuing service to Seattle, Washington. The pilot, Lee Hall, was a World War II veteran. Minutes after the plane's departure from Denver, the DC-6B exploded, and the flaming wreckage fell to earth over tracts of farmland and sugar beet fields near Longmont, Colorado. There were no survivors. Graham's mother, Daisy King, a passenger on Flight 629, was traveling to Alaska to visit her daughter. Graham's apparent motive for the bombing was to claim $37,500 worth of insurance money from policies he purchased in the airport. And it adds that flight insurance could be routinely purchased in vending machines at airports into the 1980s. So I wasn't aware of that. But let's see here. Investigators determined that Graham had a criminal record for embezzlement by check forgery and illegal transport of whiskey. They also determined that King's restaurant had been severely damaged by a suspicious explosion earlier that year, and that Graham had received the insurance settlement. Locals also suspected Graham of deliberately causing his new pickup truck to be struck by a train that year in order to collect the insurance. Based on interviews, contradictory statements, physical evidence found at Graham's house, and a confession, Graham was arrested and charged with sabotage. The charge was later changed to murder. After Graham's arrest, Denver radio station owner Gene Amole and Rocky Mountain News photographer Morley Engel arranged to sneak a camera into the old Denver County Jail on West Colfax Avenue for an interview of Graham during a reunion with his wife Gloria. And he stated, "I love my mother very much. She meant a lot to me. It's very hard for me to tell exactly how I feel. She left so much of herself behind." When Amole asked him why he had signed a confession, he said the FBI had threatened to point out inconsistencies in statements made by his wife Gloria when she was interviewed by the authorities. "I was not about to let them touch her in any way, shape, or form," he said. None of the TV stations would agree to air the film, however. Amole said he believed it was because they feared it might engender pretrial sympathy for Graham. The FBI, United Airlines, and the district attorney wanted Graham tried, found guilty, and executed promptly as a deterrent to others who might plan copycat murders. Decades later, the footage aired on one of Denver's local PBS stations in a documentary called Murder in Midair. However, Graham also confirmed on a number of occasions that he had made and set the bomb. He described the bomb in details that were confirmed by investigators. Graham also told prison doctors that he realized that there were about 50 or 60 people carried on a DC-6, but the number of people to be killed made no difference to him. It could have been 1,000. When their time comes, there was nothing they can do about it. The trial that followed resulted in Colorado becoming the first state to officially sanction the use of television cameras to broadcast criminal trials. There was no federal statute on the books at the time that made it a crime to blow up an airplane, which I guess it makes sense because they were pretty new, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, commercially, they were pretty new. Therefore, on the day after Graham's confession, the Colorado District Attorney moved swiftly to prosecute Graham via the simplest possible route. Premeditated murder committed against a single victim, his mother, Mrs. King. Mm-hmm. Thus, despite the number of victims killed on Flight 629 along with Miss King, Graham was charged with only one count of first-degree murder. So I guess he killed...
The rest is manslaughter or something?
The rest he wasn't even tried for.
I see.
He killed, let me go back. He killed 43 people and his mother. But he wasn't tried for the other 43. He was only tried for his mother.
It's weird.
Yeah. As the case progressed, Graham quickly recanted his confession, but at his 1956 trial, his defense was unable to counter the massive amount of evidence presented by the prosecution. In February 1956, he attempted suicide in his cell. He was convicted of the murder of his mother on May 5th, 1956, and was executed in the Colorado State Penitentiary gas chamber on January 11th, 1957. Before his execution, he said about the bombing, "As far as feeling remorse for these people, I don't. I can't help it. Everybody pays their way and takes their chances. That's just the way it goes." So he's a
big asshole.
Yeah, he's a very, very callous, cold-blooded murderer.
Does he say like what the motive for? Because the whole point was to kill his mother, and you didn't give a shit who else got in the way, right? Is that pretty much it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but did they get into like why?
I read at the beginning. It was for insurance money.
Insurance money? Oh, okay. So it wasn't like revenge or for a shitty childhood or something. It was
no.
It was all about gain.
No, I read several times about how it was for money.
I mean, I heard about the insurance stuff. Okay, so it was all just about that.
It was solely about money.
Interesting.
All right. There's one other interesting note. The story was the basis for Lenny Bruce's 1958 routine, No Skidoo, Flies Again. And I'm not really familiar with any of Lenny Bruce's material.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I really know about him is that he is sort of heralded as the first comedian to sort of do controversial,
right,
bits. But I don't know any of it, So here's a line from him. "I talk about a John Graham. He blew up a plane with 40 people and his mother, and for that the state sent him to the gas chamber, proving, actually, that the American people are losing their sense of humor. You just think about it. Anybody who blows up a plane with 40 people and his mother can't be all bad." It's not funny at all, right?
No.
It's just a guy being edgy, right?
No, like I feel like Lenny Bruce's stuff is kind of better when you read it. I have listened to some of like the routines. Like there was like a cartoon I think that they did of his stuff, and it's kind of just very dry. Like,
well, did you think that was good? I didn't think that was a good joke at all.
Let me hear it one more time.
All right. "I talk about a John Graham. He blew up a plane with 40 people and his mother, and for that the states sent him to the gas chamber, proving, actually, that the American people are losing their sense of humor. You just think about it. Anybody who blows up a plane with 40 people and his mother can't be all bad."
I mean, I get why it's funny. It's not just because it's edgy. It's kind of like some like real like generic like hate your mother-in-law almost type shit like aspect to it.
Well,
like,
it's about hating your mother, not your mother-in-law.
Well, right, but it's kind of like it has that kind of fuck that bitch vibe to it.
I think hating your mother is a lot different than hating your mother-in-law.
Right. Well, I guess the stereotype is bad mother-in-law jokes, and this is specifically about hating your mother, right? It is.
Well, hating your mother is a different comes from a different place. It's usually a lot more. There's a lot more of something having to go wrong.
Yeah.
If you hate your mother-in-law, it's just because it's like, I don't want to deal with this nagging woman,
Yeah, right.
I don't want this woman staying with me,
Mm-hmm.
But it's the joke solely is about how who can't almost like I guess you could forgive, you could I guess it's like it's not just about you can forgive the deaths of the 43 people because he was intending to kill his mother and didn't care. It's a weird joke.
I mean, it's more subtle than I thought it was, like, because it is kind of about like the intention behind what he's saying and not like wordplay or anything, which is kind of interesting. Like,
yeah, but it doesn't hold up though that he can't be all bad. He can be all bad.
I mean, that's the joke though, because doesn't everybody hate their mother? Like,
I guess.
Yeah, that's the subtext.
I guess literally it could be he could be all bad, but we all have that inside of us.
Right. Don't you get it? Like,
yeah.
Right. Well, that's weird.
Yeah. So, all right, what do you have?
Let me see. All right, the Karpman drama triangle. It's a social model of human interaction. The triangle maps a type of destructive interaction that can occur between people in conflict. The drama triangle model is a tool used in psychotherapy, specifically transactional analysis. Okay, so I know that sounds kind of dry. I'll just get right to what that entails. The idea is that there's a triangle, and at one side you have the victim. The victim stance is poor me, and I guess I should say this. You should bear in mind Karpman placed these three roles, and he had an interest in acting as a member of the Screen Actors Guild, and he chose the term drama triangle rather than the term conflict triangle, as the victim in his model is not intended to represent an actual victim, but rather someone feeling or acting like a victim. So you got 3 points of the triangle: the victim, the rescuer, and the persecutor. The victim stance is poor me. The victim feels victimized, oppressed, helpless, hopeless, powerless, ashamed, and seems unable to make decisions, solve problems, take pleasure in life, or achieve insight. The victim, if not persecuted, will seek out a persecutor and also a rescuer who will save the day, but also perpetuate the victim's negative feelings. So that's one side of the Karpman drama triangle. Then you have the rescuer. The rescuer's line is, "Let me help you." It's a classic enabler. The rescuer feels guilty if he or she doesn't go to the rescue, yet his or her rescuing has negative effects. It keeps the victim dependent and gives the victim permission to fail. The rewards derived from this rescue role are the focus is taken off the rescuer. When they focus their energy on someone else, it enables them to ignore their own anxiety and issues. This rescue role is also very pivotal because their primary interest is actually avoidance of their own problems, disguised as concerns for the victim's needs. And then on the last angle of the triangle, the persecutor. The persecutor insists it's all your fault. Persecutor is controlling, blaming, critical, oppressive, angry, authoritative, rigid, and superior. So you understand this? It's kind of it's like a family dysfunctional model.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that people get caught up playing these roles, and just these situations will just go on for years and years.
Mm. Does it have any examples?
Well, it was used. You mean like people, how they fit into it? Not. It's just
It doesn't have an example sort of section though.
No, I mean it just talks about its historical context. It was involved in the family therapy movement. Many battle-torn veteran patients needed help readjusting to return to their families. Some did not, so they implemented this to kind of explain things. And it is also big in transactional analysis. Just the method for studying what people get off communicating with one another. So that's kind of it's kind of interesting.
And when was this from again?
Let me see. 1968. The article, original article was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what was sort of, and like I've said before, I'm not very well versed in psychiatry or psychology.
Right.
But I'm trying to think like what was going on in that time period. Well, does it go into how it fits into like a larger, the larger sort of movement of
psychotherapy or
at that time or in general?
No, it's kind of weird. It's got all this family therapy movement aspects to it, but it's this stuff about how it kind of relates to just more generic human behavior, this transactional stuff. This is kind of weird. Like, what are they saying? That in Eric Bernine, a Canadian-born psychiatrist, wrote in Games, in transactional analysis refers to a series of transactions that are complementary, ulterior, and proceeds to a predictable outcome. In this context, the Karpman drama triangle is a game. Games are often characterized by a switch of roles of players towards the end. The number of players may vary. Games in this sense are devices used, often unconsciously, by a person to create a circumstance where they can justifiably feel certain resulting feelings, such as anger or superiority, or justifiably take or avoid certain actions where their own inner wishes differ from societal expectations.
Like victim mentality?
Victim mentality, I'd imagine. But it's like, or using a victim role to persecute. Flexibility, it's like shifting roles, you know what I'm saying? Like flexibility, the ability of players to change the currency of the game. Some games can be played properly with one kind of currency, while others, such as exhibitionist games, are more flexible so that players may shift from words to money to parts. I don't really this is kind of going over my fucking head a little bit. It's kind of, they made in 1990, A.C. Chow made the winner's triangle, where the victim becomes the creator, outcome-oriented as opposed to prom-oriented. The persecutor becomes the challenger, is a person or situation that forces a creator to clarify their needs, focusing on resolving dynamic tension. And then instead of a rescuer, it's a coach. A coach is a person who asks questions that are intended to help the individual make informed choices. So it's kind of a weird... trying to put a rosy, improve, acknowledge it as a game and try to make it positive.
Well, anything else?
Let me see. No, I mean, it's all pretty much, I mean, it's all the stuff that, you'd expect. In some cases, the relationship between the victim and rescuer can be one of codependency, blah, 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 blah. Rescuer keeps victim dependent on them by encouraging their victimhood. The victim gets their needs met by having the rescuer take care of them. So it's kind of all this, it's about codependence.
Yeah,
like a lot of shit like that.
So I guess codependency, victim mentality, or victim, what's the term for it? I don't know.
But it's like, but in the persecutor too. Like, if there's someone always willing to feel oppressed, then there's always got to be a person that's willing to blame it on someone else.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Well, that would be the victim.
No, that's the persecutor.
But the victim would be the one blaming. The persecutor doesn't blame himself.
No, that's the persecutor insists it's all your fault. Controlling, blaming, critical, oppressive, authoritative, and rigid. The victim. So
you're saying that the persecutor blames the victim?
Yes, and the victim stance is poor me. I'm powerless to solve this.
I guess I wasn't following.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I mean they do seem very similar.
And how does the so wait, the persecutor, because it's like persecutor is the one doing a thing usually, like in a general sense. Like a persecutor of the crime is the criminal,
right?
So like if the persecutor is just saying that the victim is the doer of the deed,
yeah.
I mean that doesn't fit like a standard definition of persecutor.
Well, I mean, it's kind of within the context of this relationship, transactional relationship. I guess it's probably not an exact term.
Are you sure about this?
What are you talking about?
I mean, that doesn't make sense to me.
That's what it says. Is there's three sides, and I mean, I'm reading it verbatim. So,
all right. There's something off about that to me, though, right? I mean, that doesn't seem like it makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Well, think about like in a family therapy context. Like you get like I don't know. You have like a dad who's blames everything that's going wrong on like his fucked up kid. Like, it's all your fault. Like, this is why I don't have any money.
But wouldn't the dad therefore be the victim in his own eye?
No, but this is the thing. It's like the victim doesn't push back. The victim just takes it all and says, poor me.
All right, yeah, I get that. That's like playing the victim, right?
Well, that's the stance, yes.
Yeah.
The persecutor says, you fucked everything up. The victim says, it's all my fault. And then the rescuer says, oh, let me help you. It's so terrible. It's all
I get the sort of codependency between the victim and the rescuer. But the persecutor, that seems like, I guess like if you think about I guess like Nazi Germany, like the Nazis are the persecutors, right?
Right. It's all your fault that Germany's this way. Jews,
I guess that makes sense to me.
They're playing a victim in a way, but there is kind of this odd.
Yeah, they're playing a victim, but I guess they also have to be doing something wrong to begin with, right?
Well, it's the victim doesn't persecute. The victim doesn't blame.
Yeah,
they just soak up.
They just sit there, but the persecutor's saying like, you did all this, right?
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it seems like a persecutor. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess I'm just not thinking about it clearly.
I kind of had difficulty getting my head around it myself a little bit, because there is this kind of, it seems like the persecutor and the victim, there's a lot of kind of
overlap.
Yeah, they're images.
Yeah, no, mirror is a good word for that. But it's like if you think of like the Nazis persecuting the Jews, right?
Yeah,
it's like the Nazis are going after them, and they're actually doing something that's
right. They're blaming, they're oppressing.
They're smashing their stores and sending them to concentration camps and whatnot, and stealing all their money.
Right.
So that's not just like being like, you did all this to me.
No, it's like if a victim exercises authoritative and oppressive power, I guess they would cease to be a victim then. They would be a persecutor then.
I guess in this model they would cease to be a victim.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I mean, it makes sense in the transactional analysis way. Like I have difficulty kind of thinking about it in like abstract terms, but I can think of it when I think about actual people's relationships. Mm-hmm. It makes more sense. Like it's one of these kinds of things like that kind of, if I see it played out.
I just might be hung up on the term.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. What's the current status of this? How is it regarded?
The most recent thing on here is from 2009, and this is about the kind of the rebranding it instead of victim, creator, persecutor, it's challenger. So it seems like they're trying to kind of ennoble it, or what I mean, like reconfigure it. This
theory or whatever it would be called.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to because I mean before it kind of is about identifying negative double binds and shit, or bad things. So I guess it's turn it into this, what I mean, kind of a thing. So.
All right. All right. Well, do you want to do one more? Or just do games?
Yeah, you want to just jump to the games?
Yeah, sure. All right. You want to go first, or should I?
I got some ones. You want to play Cliche's game? I'm going to read you a description, and you try to guess what the cliche is.
All right.
So this is an idiom often used to satirize an individual or cultural obsession with material wealth or with capitalism in general. This phrase implies that money is a kind of deity.
Almighty dollar?
Correct.
All right.
This is an idiom of British origin describing a foolhardy or pointless action.
Wild goose chase?
No. It refers to the fact that historically the economy of Newcastle is based heavily on the distribution and sale of coal. think you may have mentioned this one, actually.
Really?
Yeah, in a previous episode.
Not like lump of coal, right?
No, coal's to Newcastle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, this is an often mock and parodied phrase written by the English novelist Edward Butler Lytton in the opening sentence of his 1830 novel Paul Clifford. The phrase is considered to represent the archetypal example of florid, melodramatic style of fiction writing, also known as purple prose.
Wait, what?
It's this is an often mocked and parodied phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Is considered to represent purple prose. It's like the literary poster child for bad story starters.
Oh, Once Upon a Time?
No.
I don't know then.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's a pretty good, line in general, though.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny whenever I hear it. All right, this is a legal maxim, meaning that if legal redress is available for a party that has suffered an injury, but it is not forthcoming, it is effectively the same of having no redress at all.
I don't know.
Justice delayed is justice denied.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that.
I feel like some of these, it's weird because when you hear them, but it is kind of weird to think about them outside of the context. So this is a catchphrase that was employed by narrators of American cowboy movies and TV shows to indicate a segue from one scene to another, but there is often more to this than meets the eye. It's a cliche for a segue.
Cliche for a segue. From cowboy?
Yes.
TV shows? Cowboy TV shows?
And movies, yeah.
And movies.
It's like a narrator would say it, or you'd see it on the screen, or...
I can't think of what it would be.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
All right. I've never heard that, though, used as a cliche.
Oh, really?
I've never heard that used in general.
That might be an older one. They used to make that joke more often when Westerns were more popular, I'd imagine.
Well, not a cliche anymore, then.
It's totally unique.
All right.
All right. You want me to just give you some and try to... you want to just tell me what they mean?
Yeah, sure. Well, I like this way. I mean, I feel like I'm not very good at it, but I do like how it is now.
All right, this phrase represents the supposed reaction of a stereotypically elderly middle-class homeowner confronting boisterous children entering his property. Like,
hey, you, get off my lawn?
Yeah, kids, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Kids, get off my lawn.
All right. Yeah, that one's easy.
Yeah, it's an easy one. A popular colloquial idiom that is used to describe a task or experience as pleasurable and simple.
Is that like easy as cake or easy as pie?
Correct. Yeah, it's easy as pie.
There's both, though. People say both.
Cake walk as well.
Cakewalk is a different thing. Cakewalk has its own article. Do you know about the cakewalk?
No. That comes from like a real thing.
Cakewalk was a thing that slaves used to do, where they would do exaggerated walking. They'd have competitions of exaggerated walks that white people would do, like when they were like in the slave days, like in the antebellum South. And the funniest white walker, the funniest slave to do a white person walk, would win a cake.
Oh, so that's really weird. Like, there was there's this documentary about these things, these balls. They're these kind of big like gay black events where there's like it's like a real showcase of like all this kind of fashion and performance and stuff. And I remember like one of the things they do is it's like a guy walks around like dressed like he's on a yacht. Like it's kind of like presenting as like this rich like aristocrat, and then like, you know, there's butlers bringing in wine and everybody cheers for it. It's kind of like a similar like vibe almost to it. It's like about presenting as a foo-foo, like rich white person. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I think that, like, I kind of think it's like, I mean, it's horrible that it had to come
from that, origin.
From that, but it is kind of funny, like, just a competition about who could walk the silliest, you know?
Yeah.
Who could walk the most like a silly rich person, you know? I mean, like, that's very enjoyable, but.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I wish that like there was like a TV show like that or something like.
Oh, like so you think you could cakewalk?
So you think you can walk like a white man?
I would like to remove it from the it'd be best removed from the racial connotations.
Yeah, well, I could. You don't have to have slavery to just make like a funny show.
Yeah, but then that makes it seem like only like black people can be in the show.
Right. Well, they should have different ones. Like
they should just have like who can walk the silliest.
That'd be good.
I guess that's kind of like remember
American
that show?
Idol?
No. Remember that show Pants Off, Dance Off?
No, it's just similarly like dumb shit like that.
It was on like Fuse or like Much Music. And it was like who could dance they'd have like they'd play music videos, but they'd have someone on screen during the video like dancing but also doing like a strip down to their underpants. And then it would be like whoever did the best strip like won the contest or won the episode, you know?
That's so weird.
I remember there was an episode where Jodie Sweetin was the host. Jodie Sweetin of Full House fame.
I don't remember that. I mean, it sounds like what is that show like Star Search? Like I can almost see like Silly Walk's been on that.
Well, Star Search is just like a music or comedy or whatever
talent
competition.
Show,
yeah, just general talent competition.
Yeah. This kid's got the silliest walk, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's not like... You can't get, like, a deal to do a silly walk, you know? Like, you could get a music or a comedy deal or whatever.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
All right, what game you got, man?
All right. Are you done with it?
I mean, we could just keep going and going. I mean, there's a lot of them. So.
We might have to return to this at some point. I've got a list of American advertising characters.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm going to read some of them to you, and let's see if you can get some of them. The first one is Mayhem. That's the character.
Oh, I know what it is.
And it's played by actor Dean Winters from 2010 to present. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's like the commercials for insurance where it's like the guy's it's like just some random fucking white guy in a suit. It's like, you got to watch out for mayhem when your car blows up.
Yeah, or like he's like he is mayhem, so it's like I am a storm or something, or like
right.
I'm a drunk driver. I mean, I don't think they ever use the drunk driver one, but
shit like that,
yeah. Oven Mitt from 2003 to 2006, voiced by Tom Arnold.
That's the hamburger helper.
No.
Oh, no.
I'll give you one more guess.
Oh, fuck. No, I have no idea.
Arby's.
Oh, Arby's. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yeah. All right, here's one that's pretty well established from the 1930s to present. The Clydesdales.
Fuck. It's like the horses, right?
Yeah, Clydesdales are big, like, draft horses.
So is it Budweiser?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing those like old, like what is it, like a mirror? They'd have mirrors with those on them at like sports bars.
Yeah, they'd have like glasses or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like that's like a well-known thing.
Yeah.
All right, Duke the Dog, 1993 to present.
I have no fucking idea.
I'll give you help from their like note section. Canine companion who always tries to sell his owner's secret recipe.
Was it KFC or some shit?
No, it's for Bush's Baked Beans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some of these are really easy, like like Joe Camel.
Oh, okay, yeah, dead giveaways. Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you that one, but or like 1986 to present, Chester Cheetah. All right, let's see what else. Obviously, it's Cheetos. All right, this one's pretty well known, but before our time. 1965 to 1989, Mr. Whipple.
What does he look like? Like, what's the...
He's like an old guy.
Just old guy?
Played by Dick Wilson, Canadian character actor.
Did he have like a catchphrase or anything?
It was like, don't squeeze the Charmin, I believe.
Oh, so yeah, it's Charmin, right?
Oh, damn it! I shouldn't have said that. That one doesn't count. A lot of them are super easy, like Chuck E. Cheese is the mascot.
Yeah, because it's in the name.
Yeah. I like, what do you call it? I don't know. All right, here's from the 90s. And there's a different one. There's a different mascot, 2005 to present, but this is from the 90s. It's Officer Crumb. I'm going to shorten it to Crook. And Chip the Hound.
Crumb cake?
No, I had to omit a lot of the parts of the names because it like said it. It's it's Cookie Crisp cereal.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Officer Crumb, Cookie Crisp, Crook, and Chip the Cookie Hound.
No, if you would have told me the Crook's real name, I would have got it.
And if I told you Chip the Cookie Hound, I mean it has two of the people are named Cookie. Let's see, 2014 to present, alternative Rob Lowe.
I don't that sounds like that would be on TV recently, but I do not know what that is.
I've seen it a couple times. It's for DirecTV. The premise is like, what if Rob Lowe didn't get DirecTV, and it shows like Rob Lowe, like either like
as a bum or something,
as a bum or obese or like
right
in a cult or some weird shit, like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of those are real things, but all right. Let's see, 1980s to 1990s, The Noid.
Oh yeah, that's Domino's Pizza.
Yeah, that's a big one. All right, here's one you're not going to get. 2000 to 2003, Steven Jackson.
I don't fucking know.
You wouldn't know from the name. He's known for his quote, and I'm going to leave out the last word. Dude, you get a blank.
I have no fucking idea.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, you get a...
Or it's... Dude, it says, dude, you get a, but it's more like, dude, you're getting a blank.
Oh, wait. Dude, you're getting Adele?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you're getting Adele. That's right.
It's funny. The character's name is Steven Jackson, but he's played by Benjamin Curtis.
Both those names are equally fucking generic. Like,
I know.
Steven Jackson's like he's a famous like role playing guy.
I don't know him. All right. This one I don't think you're going to get. 1890 to present. Rastus the Cook.
Rastus the Cook.
Rastus.
Don't know.
There was a citation needed on this entry.
I feel like it's like for something that's like been around forever, like it's some like ketchup brand or some shit like that.
It's for a hot cereal. That's a hint.
It's like steamed oats or some shit. It's like, oh wait, Quaker. You're talking about
no, that's the Quaker. That's the Quaker. This is cream of wheat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This one you might get. 1918 to present. Sailor Jack and his dog Bingo.
I don't know.
Think about it. I'll describe it a bit. It's a cartoon young sailor boy and a cartoon dog. And I believe it's like white and blue.
Sounds like dairy. I don't know.
No, it's Cracker Jack.
Oh, Cracker Jack. That's right.
Yeah. This one you'll probably get because it's a meme. 2006 to present, the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, yeah. Deuce Ecke or whatever.
Yeah, Dos Equis. Let's see what else we have. 1981 to 1997, Fred the Baker.
What does he look like?
He's a guy in a baker outfit that has like logos on it, and he has a mustache.
See, that's the thing. I'm sure I've seen all of these, but
he's a real guy. It's not a cartoon.
Paul Newman.
No, that's Paul. That's just a drawing of Paul Newman.
Who is it? What is it?
Fred the Baker. I'll give you the big hint that'll give it away. Known for, quote, time to make the donuts.
Fuck, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, who is that?
He's from the Dunkin' Donuts baker.
Oh, I don't even realize they had a character.
You don't remember that?
No, I do not.
Did they not have Dunkin' Donuts in Indiana?
There may not have been. I remember Dunkin' Donuts, but like I just don't remember there being a lot of them. Though I don't remember a cartoon character or any kind or in it.
I just said it's a real guy.
No, not even a real guy. Yeah.
All right.
Something different.
All right. Debuted 1977, The Helping Hand.
Is that fucking Hamburger Helper?
Yeah.
That stuck with me.
All right. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we have here.
Hey, give me one more.
It's just said debuted 1959. I have no recollection of this. Chinese Baby.
I do not know what product that's for.
It's for Jell-O.
Oh, just Chinese Baby? Is that really?
That's what it says. I have no recollection of a Chinese baby.
I remember, I know, for some reason I was thinking Gerber. Not like,
yeah, that makes sense. Because it is just a baby.
Chinese.
All right. Let's see what else we have here. Let me try to find a good one.
I read online that a Chinese millionaire wants to pay $8 million to make a Tetris movie.
I thought I saw a movie about that was like I saw something that would look like a weird. Oh, is that Adam Sandler one, right? Where he's like, he is like the Space Invader guy.
Oh yeah, that looks so shitty. But no, but yeah. Hey, I guess yeah. That was like that. I forgot about that. No, but I guess they want to make a movie that's all about Tetris.
Well, I know they have documentaries about Tetris, but
I would find like an $8 million action movie, about blocks. All right, give me one more.
Well, let me just run out the list because I'm gonna go down. God, you'll probably get this. Mr. Six.
I don't know that one.
Motel
6?
No, 1996. Mr. Six. Wait, is that the right one? Featured 2004 to 05. 04 to 05, and then 09 to present.
I don't know.
Let me play a clip of the tune he dances to. Let me see if I could find that. I'm gonna put this. Oh, I thought I had a clip of it. He dances to the Venga Boys song, We Like to Party.
Yeah. Fucking, I remember that shit. Please don't play it.
Do you know what it was, though?
Yeah. That old man.
Well, what's the thing?
Oh, the fucking Six Flags.
Yes. All right, let's see what else we have here. 1987 to 1995, Cool Spot.
That's 7 Up.
Yeah. Oh, you got that one quickly. 1970 to present, Mr. Owl.
That's Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of... I was actually reading about this separately. 1986 to 1997, Mac Tonight.
I don't know what that is.
It's from McDonald's.
Oh. Is that the Moon Man?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I know
You know about the Moon Man meme?
Oh, yes.
Where it's a white supremacist?
Yeah, like he raps.
Yeah.
That's a famous old internet meme.
Yeah. I was reading that McDonald's got sued because they apparently used they use Mac the Knife like in the commercials, but replaced it with the lyrics Mac Tonight and without permission, I guess. Yeah.
It's the kind of shit you can do. You're McDonald's.
Well, they had to stop. All right. That might be it. I'm trying to find if there's one more good one. A lot of them are just like, like the Geico Gecko.
Yeah.
See if there's another good one. Yeah, I guess that might be it. I'm not really seeing too many other good ones.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, here's one more, I guess. You'll probably know this one. 2008 to present, Flow.
Oh, what is that? It's not Verizon. I know what it is. Like, I see that shit all the time. I just can't remember what the company is.
Can you tell me what they do?
I can't. I can't. I know
really?
It's like insurance or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Progressive.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, and here's one more well-known one. 1960s to present, Jeffrey the Giraffe.
What the fuck? Toys R Us.
Yep, you got it. I didn't know if you'd get that one or not.
No, I remember that.
Oh.
Hey, that was good.
Yeah, you did pretty well.
Was that a list of only American? Or was that just all of them? Yeah.
That was only American. There's definitely... And it says list of notable nationally exposed mascots and characters created specifically for advertising purposes.
That sounds kind of interesting. I wonder, like, if there's trends.
I mean, I guess you could, like, it's a table. I guess you could sort by years used.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, you did pretty well, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to, at this point, remind people to check out Omega Land Tarot, available on Amazon, a post-apocalyptic tarot deck. I would also like to encourage people to send us an email. Our email is wikifiends@gmail.com. That's I'm going to do that NATO phonetic alphabet if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
It's a whiskey, India, Kilo, India. Oh, Foxtrot, India, Echo. Jesus. What?
Samson.
No.
Sigma.
No, it's not. We're not an S yet. I'm trying to remember what N is. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, November. Delta. Sierra. That was unnecessary. I apologize. All right, well.
At Gmail.
Oh, yeah, at gmail.com.
All right.
All right. Well, you got anything else you want to add, Dave?
No, just stay tuned for afterwards. And thank you very much for a good show.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
If you love fast-paced battle card games and high fantasy, you may love David's Stay Wars Backstab. Romp with your friends through castles and dungeons. But watch your back. You can't trust anybody. Backstab is published by US Games. Now available on Amazon. Google Backstab card game today.